Greetings, y'all. Hello. How are we doing on this fine? It is Thursday, I believe. It is Thursday. I want to make sure everything's good on my end. I need to check one thing. Holy shit, I heard myself. I think the audio in my apartment is pretty good. What say y'all? Okay, I can still hear myself. I'll be back. I don't like hearing myself in the other room. I hit my knee on the coffee table. So that's the noise we're dealing with. Okay, y'all, today we are playing some OOTP. At least I know my audio works. We are playing some out of the park baseball on here and on the YouTube channel, on the YouTube machine. So that's something we're doing. I'm saving the VODs for this series on YouTube just so I have access to them. And I figured the easiest way um, to manage VODs on YouTube, it would be to just oh shoot! You know what we might do later? I just realized I'm gonna buy the game probably. The backyard baseball. I might play that on stream. Who knows? I need to see if my okay, my go live button went off. Okay, good. Um, I promise I know what I'm. Who the hell is this? After stream, I gotta look up someone in my Discord because I see the name and I don't know who they are. Okay, so where we finished off, we did the off season. We did that on the last save. Let's just look at we're at January 1st, 1970, in our quest to win the World Series with the Montreal Expos before they go to Washington. So we're playing Canadian baseball today. I made one trade in the offseason. We got a center fielder, Vic Davalio from the Yankees. He's a hard worker, which is what we value. I think the thing I'm going for in this save is sort of your glue guys. Guys with high work ethic, high intelligence. Maybe not. Maybe loyalty matters somewhat, but this guy is a contact hitter. He will get on base. He will make contact, and that's something like, as you can see, he had almost 600 plate appearances with the Yankees. He only had an OPS of 75, but he was worth 2 wins because of his defense. He's a great center fielder. He's a 70 rating in center. That's something I desperately need because run prevention is just as good as run scoring. So he only hit one home run for the Yankees in 1969, but he did steal 18 bases. He is a pretty good base runner, which for us matters as well, but he's not going to get on first that often. So he's very likely going to be like an 8-hole hitter. He's 5'7", 155. That was really the only major trade we made. We also made a couple of but we're doing that hoping that Darrell Thomas will develop a little bit. We tried to send him to the lab to develop his defense. That did not work out. He hit he had a replacement level outing in center for us last year. We do hope to get his batting eye and gap power up this year. That's something we're going to focus on in the development, more or less so. Yeah, so we're going to probably turn power down a little bit because I don't really care if he hits a bunch of home runs. We're pretty solid on as far as like that goes, and then also I want him to develop a little bit on defense as well. So we're going to turn his defense rating up a little bit. We do need him to develop defensively in center or second, either or. He did not develop like we wanted him to in the offseason. We tried to get him to develop, I think, his contact or his defense in center, and that didn't go well. So we're waiting on Darrell Thomas. He is 19, so he has plenty of room to develop. So it's not like he's a failed prospect right now. And then we didn't make any other moves. Andy Etchenberry will still catch. First base will Bill Sudeikis. He was probably one of our better players last year. One of our few guys who has home run hitting ability. Second base, we're going with probably Pablo Cruz, the 22-year-old. So we might actually. We picked him up in a trade last year. I'm actually going to go ahead and shop him because of his low work ethic. I'm going to go ahead and shop him if I am able to. See what we can get. It looks like we could get Mel Stottlemyre. We do desperately need starting pitching. Even though he's not a great pitcher, I think he would help us out. He is 28, high adaptability. His stuff isn't great, but like I said, if we can. His stuff isn't great, but his movement makes up for it. He only has average control. So maybe we pop this trade for Mel Stottlemyre. He would help our rotation out, which we desperately need. So I'll just go ahead and make that trade. Let's see what else we can throw in to make this trade maybe a little bit more beneficial to us. I'm just going to kind of look around a little bit and see what's out here for them. Maybe get maybe Mike Davison, who is a 24-year-old reliever. Let's see if they'll go for that. They'll go for it. We're fine. A 2-star capped reliever. 45 abilities pretty much. 40-45 on the scale. These are your 45s, I bet. What about? Okay, he's a little greedy, but we can take the work ethic. Let's see. Maybe if we throw him in, but I think we'll have to actually. Yeah, we might have to actually put another tradable piece. And to be honest, I'm fine. What about? Low intelligence. So we're just gonna make this trade for Pablo Cruz for Mel Stottlemyre. Because we do have quite a bit of money to spend. We do have over 1.2 million because we have been kind of stingy. I'm not going to consider anyone who's under 2 stars. So let's see if we can make maybe he's pretty much a 45 across the board type. So we'll make this trade. Go ahead and complete it. That'll help our trading reputation as well. So we'll go to rosters. We'll go ahead and we'll put him on the 40 and go ahead and slide him into AAA. And we will put Mel Stottlemyre on our big league team. And that'll now help us out. We now have 2 big league capable starting pitchers. Kind of barely, but so we probably still need a second baseman. We're looking at some combination of Gene Michael, Woody Held, Bob Heisey. Gene Michael will probably be a utility. Like Bob Heisey would probably be a best bet, but he doesn't really get on base a whole lot, and he's not a great defender. He's a good base runner, so he's not someone who we see has much of a future. But we did pick him up in a trade with the Yankees at the trade deadline, probably just as organizational depth. A lot of the trades I made last year at the deadline were organizational depth trades. So we'll go back to second. So we got to shore up our middle infield. Third base, we're going to go with, I believe we're going with, again, another position we could shore up. We do have Rick Blott we could put there. He was an expansion draft pick. He only hit 209 in 200 plate appearances. But again, he did provide enough defense. So again, for us right now, you got to be good at something. And he's good at defense. I'd rather than be good at some sort of offense or defense, preferably both, but I'll take one or the other at this point. Shortstop, we have Tim Foley here. He's someone we got to develop a little bit, but he may have to start for us this year. He's only 19 years old. He played for a little bit for the Yankees last year, was right around replacement level between us and the Yankees. I don't know why it defaults to outfield. We're a little better out here. We have Joe LeHou, Danny Walton, and Vic Davilo. That'll probably be our outfield to start the season. We'll have Cesar Geronimo hanging out in the minors, Bobby Brooks hanging out probably on our bench. And then one of these two will probably play. We'll probably Lee Thomas more than likely because he did play pretty well in A-ball. And then pitching, we kind of looked at it. We have Jack Billingham. We'll look at starters. We have Jack Billingham and Mel Stottlemyre, and then we'll probably run with Ed Figueroa. I want to keep in the minors because I do want to develop him a little bit. Maybe Ray Culp was one of our guys, and then one of these two. So we're not as bad. We do. I still want to attack the trading market and see what we have available there. We are at January 1st. So we're going to go to offseason center. Free agents, let's look at second base. Sandy Alomar's here. High work ethic. He's a spark plug personality type. Maybe we bring him in, but he does have a broken kneecap right now. So I don't really know how that would retain. Also, he's not a great defender. So again, I think you have to be pretty good at one or the other, offense or defense. I will take either or. Base running matters, but you can't steal first base. And right now, that's going to be an issue with him. He's also only played 15 big league games, or 27 big league games. He'll play a little bit for the White Sox. 26, probably not much of a future. We could look at Chuck Hiller, outspoken personality type. Probably not a fit for us. Stan Swanson, not really what I'm looking for. So now it's just a matter of okay, all these third basemen kind of stink. Carl Barnes is great defensively, but he has a negative personality trait. So Bill Buffet, probably someone we could take a flyer on. He is a second base main, but he is a third baseman. So I will probably give him a camp invite. He is 28, so that's kind of where we're at second base. It's not a great class here. Looking at also shortstop, it's kind of the same idea. Johnny Lewis is here. We might actually, he's only average at third and short. Not really, again, good at one or the other, and he's not good at either. So he's good defensively, but I can't really take a shortstop with 55 ratings at shortstop. We could look at their fielding ratings. Let's go to position ratings. We could just look and see who has the highest. See, right now there's really not a great option for us defensively at shortstop. Theodore Johnson's here. But, obviously we can look at his other ratings besides his position rating and see he's got pretty good range at short. Pretty good, and he's pretty good at all this. Probably a better second baseman than shortstop. But that's someone we could probably take a risk on. He is 26. He cannot hit a lick, though. Again, you have to be great at one or the other. He's good defensively, but honestly, if you're only a 35 contact and you strike out a lot, and you only have 45 on average, like it's not really worth taking a flyer on. Not even on a minor league deal, to be honest. But he's the top player there. And we can look at third with Dennis Reeve, who is a pretty good third baseman defensively. But again, he can't really hit. So it's like you're going to get one or the other, it looks like. And we looked at second base. There's a bunch of 60 defenses here we could take a look at. Let's see if any of them could stick at the big league level. Bill Bethea probably looks like the best option as far as like guys we could just bring in, but he's only like a 40 overall, so only a star and a half player, which is probably what you're going to get with him. Like Bruce Carmichael, like all these guys, maybe Nelson Castellanos, who has leadership capabilities, pretty good defense at second and third, and he's not going to embarrass himself at the plate. He's not good, but he probably won't like hit like 150. Lee Crow is also another guy. Probably has his frame's a little on the heavy side for a second baseman. Probably be better fit at third. With the arm, he's probably a better third baseman, but he's again not going to embarrass himself offensively. Same with Donald Fernald. So these are just guys, right? So there's not really anybody on the radar for us. We could bring them in to kind of fill out our minor league teams. We can do that probably closer to the beginning of spring training. So we made a trade. Let's look at the offseason center and look at the trading block. Player trade, trading block. Shortstops, really Ron Hansen's here. High work ethic, low loyalty, which is fine. He is 31. He makes $121,000, but he's a 3-star overall. He did hit 230 in San Francisco last year, 318 on base, 366 slugging, a 93 OPS plus, which is acceptable, especially at shortstop. It's not like he did hit his best days are probably behind him. He did hit 20 home runs for the White Sox, had almost 5 wins. He was still a 4-win player, probably because of his defense. So we could see what the trade block would hold us for a Ron Hansen. We have Sam Bowens and Jim Davenport. Dick Schofield, we had him last year. Low intelligence, high work ethic. Average enough, like he only hit 204 for us, but he did have a 309 on base, so he can get on first base a little bit. Not really a base runner. He has no power either. He is 34 though, so he's a little on the old side, so there's no guarantee he would hold those abilities any longer. And then maybe Ted Sizemore would be a good get, but he has very, very low personality traits. So let's see what kind of deal we can swing for a. Okay, so we would have to give up Garber or Sudeikis. So we would have to give up either prospect or a major league type player, which honestly, like, probably to be expected, right? Let's go with third base. Deron Johnson in Atlanta, not a good defensive third baseman. His ratings at third aren't great. As you can see, his infield ratings are poor. He does have good power. It looks like he would be better off in the outfield, though. I'm actually kind of hold pat in the outfield for now until we can get something set up there. He does earn his paycheck, apparently. Eddie Matthews, he's 38, so it's very unlikely he will hold off on these ratings. He did hit 18 home runs for San Diego last year. He'd probably be better at first base at this point defensively than third. Let's see. Sam Bowens, probably not a good enough defender at third. He does have good range error. He's got all that. He's the lunkhead. He's again another one we could probably make a trade for there in a minute. But I think the The interesting one here would be, I don't think there's anyone. What about Ken Boyer? A little on the greedy side, but he's 38. Okay, so honestly, the trading options here are very limited for us. The only player we could probably, I mean, if I wanted to make a move for, but his third base ratings are so bad that it's like, well, it's probably not even worth taking a look at. So, I think we're going to have to stay with what we have for right now. We'll see if an attractive offer comes in. So what we'll do is we'll go ahead and sim a few days. We'll go ahead and sim till the next week. Maybe something will come up. We can look at the trading block too. Overall, we still have Norm Cash, but I think he's a disruptive personality. Yeah, he's unmotivated, low work ethic, low adaptability. So he would very much not want to come here. Even with his 40 home run season, we're probably fine with leaving him there. I think the problem is we're getting. If I could swing a deal, the player I want to get is Ron Hansen. He would be the only player. He's a big framed shortstop. In this day, 6'3", 200-pound shortstop is kind of rare, actually. Like, you don't really see that often. Like, he's definitely big on the frame for a shortstop. But also, yeah. So it looks like we're getting second-rate players. So we'll just go ahead and sim through. We'll sim through the Hall of Fame voting. Let's see who made the Hall of Fame. Duke Snyder made it. Richie Ashburn almost made it. Eno Slaughter. In his first year, Minnie Minoso only had 40% of the vote. Players who dropped out. These guys dropped out: Gus Bell, Johnny Temple, Al Smith, Pete Reynolds, and Paul Foytak. I hope I said that right. Paul Foytak. So Duke Snyder's a Hall of Famer. We can look at his career real fast, actually. Let's do that. He led the league in runs 3 times, hits once, home runs once, RBI once, walks once. Had the most strikeouts 3 times. Once led in on base, twice in slugging, and twice in OPS. 3 times led in WAR. So very much a very good player for the Dodgers. And then the last couple years hanging out in New York with the Mets, where you can see he kind of fell off hard in the last couple years. Last really about 3 years. Let's see. Anything of note here? Definitely fell off after moving to LA, and I wonder if the ballpark had an effect there. I would imagine. He was I believe if we look at his history, was a 8-time All-Star. So very much a deserving candidate. 73 wins above replacement. Very good candidate. 400 career home runs, which in those days would get you in the Hall of Fame. These days, not so much. So the Silver Fox made the Hall of Fame. Still looking at the trade block. Honestly, I still don't see a whole lot of. I mean, we got a bunch of I still would like another starting pitcher. So let's take a look at that as well. We'll go back to offseason center. Player trade, trading block, starting pitcher. Gary Peters is probably the only one who bats an eye here, and he's actually not bad. Almost an ERA of 4. 32. He's a left-handed pitcher. Let's see what the market would be for him. We could probably get him if we were willing to give up like a Tom Walker. Honestly, that might be a trade worth making, but he is the 49th overall prospect. So he's definitely someone we could get. We will hold off on that for now. we'll kind of put that on the back burner. So let's go ahead. We'll go ahead and go through the rest of the month of January. Looking at the trading block still, it looks like the same players that have been here all season are still here for a very probably good reason. And we'll just go to the preseason start. Let's see. Our budget's changed. Our draft budget changed a little bit. All right. So our opening day will be April 6th against the Reds. We will play at Cincinnati. So we'll go ahead and let's take a look then. Now we're start the preseason. Let's go ahead and kind of take a look at our overall organization. We'll go to player list. And we'll just kind of review. Yeah, okay. Darrell Thomas has gotten a little better. He's now a 2.5-star player. His outfield defense has gotten better. His contact still has a little bit of improvement. He will start the season. I think he'll start in AAA. Hopefully he can hit this 293 average. Yeah, he'll start probably either in double or AAA. But that's an encouraging sign. Yes, I am intentionally putting my best player. And then at third, not really any good options there. I think our outfield is pretty set. Bobby Brooks got a little better in the offseason too at 24. He could start for us in center if we wanted to move. But with Danny Walton improving also in right field, we could see some action here. We now have at least 4 good outfield candidates. We might do a platoon then to get. We might platoon LaHood and Brooks. Let's see. Starters, we still have basically 2 pitchers. Ed Figueroa, if he can develop, will make it in. But I don't really feel confident right now in my major league pitching staff. Relievers, we're going to be a little better. We do have Gene Garber, who will probably go ahead and start him either in AAA or at the big league level. And then John Gelnar, Gladding, and Clyde Wright. We got Gladding, I believe, we signed him as a free agent to shore up the bullpen a little bit. But I want to look at the AAA team. That's kind of my. So we'll probably need to sign a catcher. We'll probably need to sign. We do have now. Yeah, we do need to sign a catcher probably. So we're gonna sign. We're gonna fill out our minor league roster right now. So we got to sign some catchers. I want at least 2-star prospects at most every position in the AAA organization. That way it'll help our development. And it also brings some of the AAA guys like Farley Banks, who probably should be in like AA. I'll have him down. And he's actually could develop as a shortstop. But, so we'll go there. First base, I think we're solid with Edgardo Avila and Jose Rodriguez. So we won't have to worry about first base. Second base, Doug DeSences, which is our first-round pick. I'm going to start him probably in a lower level. So I will want to sign. And we also have Vic Harris, our 4th-round pick in 69. Doug DeSences will be a third baseman. So, Yeah, AAA is definitely too high of a league for him, so I want to start him in at least Double A or even Single A early on. Um, so we would have to sign a bunch of, and also Vic Harris, who is and I also want to make sure his development is not handled by the AI. That way I can get my money's worth with him. He is 19, so he shouldn't be in the minors long, maybe at most 2 seasons. So I will work on him. We'll probably go through my prospects here in a minute as we start camp and turn on the development sliders for at least my 3-star prospects and up. So obviously Doug DeSenses would be one. Third base, so might want to sign a third baseman or two. Shortstop, again, we don't really have a shortstop in our organization right now, so I'll probably need to sign a shortstop. Probably some of those guys we looked at a little while ago, we'll bring them in just to make sure that we have enough players. Oh, okay. I'm sorry. I just noticed the YouTube stuff. So this is not actually the okay. New okay, YouTube Baseball Live. It's not, why does it look like many of these players were not on the real 1970s Expos team? They probably weren't. This is we started fresh with 1968 expansion draft. So let me hit the reset button here on why. Okay, this doesn't look like the exact simulation. It's because I've taken control of the roster, so I'm building the team. So that's why the players look different. That's why, and it's going to be across the whole league. So as an example, right, if we go to another team, right, let's go to another team, for instance. We can just go to another team's player list, I think. If we go to, say, the Philadelphia Phillies, right, they have Bert Blyleven. He pitched for Minnesota in 1970. But he's on the Phillies in this run because it's a simulation. So, yes. And how are you simulating through the years? So what we'll do is we'll simulate through the year. We have a schedule, so we just sim the games. So we have a schedule. We'll sim through that. We are in 1970. We simmed 1969 and we went 55 and 106, I think, 56 and 106. But no, those are good questions. This isn't like, oh, we did the 1968 season as was. So that the 1968 season was actually how the rosters looked in 1968. I simmed through the whole year, so there may have been some trades made by the CPU in that year too. But yeah, we're working with sort of the league environment at that time. So the players who came in the league actually were in the league in this time period. They just may not play for the right teams. So we're like, for instance, like Jack Billingham, I believe actually played for he played for Cincinnati. Oh yeah, he played through like the Houston, Cincinnati, Detroit. So. But he actually played for Major League Baseball in the 1970s. So we're using the real players of the era. They're just not on the right teams. Everything else is the same. The players just aren't on the right teams. Some of the rules might change too, but that just depends on how the CPU handles it. I think it's true to history on some of the CBA changes. Maybe I don't know if we'll get free agency at all, but. But I do appreciate the question. It's a good question to ask. I mean, we could have just... Yeah, it's a simulation. Yes. It's a simulation where I'm influencing moves, but everything's real. Everything, the players are real. All that's real. It's just we're just simulating it. It's not a bad question to ask. That is not a bad question to ask. So yeah, I could trade for anybody. Like it's not. We're not breaking the game by doing anything here. We're just trying to win the World Series with the Montreal Expos because it never actually happened. They never went to the World Series. Uh, like I think they made the playoffs a handful of times. Um, so yeah, that's kind of where we're at with that. Yes, um, yes. So okay, so we were kind of looking at the minor league roster, which now we have actual minor leagues. We actually have a full minor league system. I think in our first year we only had the West Palm Beach Expos and the Gulf Coast Expos. So we didn't have Watertown or Jacksonville or Buffalo. Um, which actually kind of hurt us a little bit because all of our we had a bunch of our top prospects who were probably too good for AAA, but their only option after that was we're going from A ball to the majors. Um, One thing I've noticed is that the sort of development time is sped up a little bit, and I've also influenced that as well. So you'll probably notice in this that guys will probably end up getting called up a lot faster. Um, Obviously, Bert Blyleven did not pitch in 1969. He didn't pitch his first game until 1970. Um, and that's just because the way his rating was, he was good enough to pitch for the Phillies in 1969. So even the development patterns are changing. But we still have like Henry Aaron and all that in this world. Like Henry Aaron is still playing for the Braves, I believe. Yep. And he's still, he's still a 6-win player. Now, I think this will also affect some of the historical numbers. He may or may not. Like in 1969, he hit 44 home runs for the Braves, and he only hit 32. So I'm wondering how this will have an effect. It will obviously have an effect on some of the historical stuff, like will Henry Aaron actually break the home run record in this save? Or will he retire before then? So some of the more historical aspects of what happened in baseball history will be affected by this as well. So we may not see the home run record being broken in this save, which is perfectly fine. I mean, that's not really the whole point of it. Okay. We are looking at our minor league system. I'm actually looking more intently at our AAA team, just to in our outfield. I think we've got enough. We might need to sign maybe a couple 2-star outfielders, so that way we can send like Vic Harris is an infielder. Tommy Cruz, who was our 5th round pick a couple years ago. We can send him down to double A. Let them get some time there. Yeah. And even our double A team is kind of stacked. We're actually pretty good in the these are all the guys who can play the outfield. So really we don't really have anyone. Maybe Robert White, who was our 15th round pick in the 68 draft. So yeah. Let's take a look also at the trading block again. See how moves have affected this. It looks like we're looking again at all players. Yeah, so some guys dropped. Eddie Matthews down here dropped. I think he was a 3-star player. Now he's a 2.5-star player. Overall, I'm still really not all that excited about the pool of players to trade for. So we're actually going to hold off on making any trades for now. Like we could get Dick Schofield back because he does everything well that I would like, except for low intelligence. Not a great base runner, but he does field well enough, like to play shortstop or even third. Like he on base 340 for Detroit in that So he's a slightly below average player, but someone we could definitely use. However, I'm gonna beef up, and then let's look at we're kind of so. Sorry, I'm so scatterbrained right now. Okay, so we got to move some guys around. It looks like Beasley, Cruz, Gardner, Don Schultes. So we probably need to sign like 3 outfielders just so we can get a lot of these guys down in Double A. Like they're not prospects, but if we can get them in a proper league. So that's what we'll do there, and then pitching. Jim Barr was our second round pick. We'll probably start him in AAA for sure. And we'll hope to get his, if we can get his numbers here up, his star ratings here up, maybe flesh out the rest of his control and this, we'll probably bring him up by midseason. 21-year-old, finesse pitcher, low velocity type. We may have to drop him down, but we definitely need pitching. So let's go now to offseason center, and we're going to assign a bunch of infielders and pitching. And we'll go to default. And right now there's really only one player that would fit the bill for us, and that would be Bill Short. We'll offer him a minor league contract. Yeah. And then we'll go ahead and bring in Jerry Kreider and Ernie McNally. We'll go ahead and bring them in as well. Like, obviously, they're never going to play for the big leagues, and these are all going to be minor league deals. We didn't look at the bullpen, but we could probably take a look at the bullpen for our AAA team. We're actually not terrible in our bullpen, and we have enough pitchers also in our big league. We might have to bring some of these down. Tom Walker and yeah. I still don't know what to do about Gene Garber. I want to bring him up because he's a 3.5-star prospect, but I kind of want to get him developed a little bit so that way when he's up, he's ready. He wasn't quite ready last year for Pittsburgh and us. He only pitched 10 innings, but he gave up 6 runs in 10 innings. And he had 6 Ks in that time frame, so a little less than 6 Ks per 9. So let's go ahead and look at relievers, and we'll pretty much just make a run at any of these guys. Let's do our work ethic filter. So we'll just sign a bunch of these guys here. See if I can do it this way. We'll sign about 10 of them. There we go. And then we'll sign some catchers. Again, here it's just more about like what can they bring to the table. We'll sign a couple catchers. As long as they're okay, and then middle infield, go ahead and bring in. He was someone I was considering signing anyways. John Butler. Yeah, he'll be fine. Bill Bethea was someone we were, and yeah, John Butler would be a solid candidate as well. Um, and then we'll offer them. Um, so what we're doing right now, in case anybody's wondering, I'm beefing up my minor league team so that way we can get a little more action down. That way we can get our top guys down into lower levels so they can develop a little bit. Because it does help. Like, the better they play, the better they'll develop. So if we get them over level, they won't develop as fast. And I'm trying to influence that as much as I can. So you'll see me put, even though Gene Garber is probably ready for the majors, I'm going to put him in AAA to get him going on that development. So that's kind of, I'm trying to influence development as much as I can. Oh, by the way, if there's anybody out there who can point me in the general direction of anyone who knows how to make YouTube thumbnails, that would be very much appreciated. Because we are doing this series on YouTube and Twitch. I would like some thumbnails to put up for this. Okay, let's see if there's anyone in this. Let's look at their defensive ratings. And I want to look at defensive ratings or position ratings. Anselmo Martinez. Anselmo is a good name. You know, you can be the... and we are looking at... We need to be looking at our scouts ratings, not the OSA ratings. Let's get him. We'll bring in Robert Lucas as well. Okay. So I think that's a good start. Let's sign some outfielders as well. We'll sign some outfielders. I'll just go bring in people who can... I'm just bringing in people who can field, to be honest. I don't really care as much about their overall ratings. Like Larry Bingham. That's someone you can win with. Let's see. John Payne. He's a one-star player, so he's probably not going to... and then Olivero Sparks, we'll offer him. And then let's get some people who are good at right. Doesn't really matter if they're good at left, right? And Mike Page, we'll offer Mike Page. He's got captain ability too, so he'll probably be the captain of our AAA team. Okay. So we've got offers on like 20 players right now. So we're filling out our minor league roster, which is what we want. We'll probably hear back from them in a little bit. Spring training will start soon, and we have now 21 emails to read. Let's read some emails. Likes. Don Bushhorn. Up in the offer. We did offer him only a... Oh, he signed with someone else. Yeah, he signed with someone else, so we're not going to get him. Okay. All right, so it looks like we're going to be in good place for all of these players, except for this guy, oddly enough. Yeah. He ended up going to the Braves minor league system. Okay. Still looking at the trading block to see what's out there. It looks like using my, I would still, I'm still wanting to make this trade work, but we're still having to give up too much. The price of that trade's not going to come down, unfortunately. We also signed Dennis Bennett, I believe. No, he signed with the Twins. There's only been 2 free agent signings, and that's because, remember, this is before free agency was a thing. A few trades were made. Not much. Not much on the waiver wire either. And that's we're going to be very aggressive on the waiver wire. So it's just because we don't find anything right now doesn't mean we're not going to find anything. I want to be aggressive on the waiver wire because I think we have second choice basically. We are running ads on Twitch on the Twitch side, so that will go into effect at the top of every hour, basically, of streaming. Won't be at the top of the hour necessarily, but I usually will stop the stream during that period and grab a bite to eat or something. I am kind of hungry again. This streaming thing makes me hungry. I don't know why. I always want to eat when I stream. Always. Okay, so we'll keep on going. We hope that we can sign all these minor league players. We'll go into Monday. Let's see where we're at. We've had the best offseason as far as WAR gained. And that's just because I think we made 2 trades and we only gave up Pablo Cruz. So as you can see, off-season movement, not a big... Okay, so I think we got everybody we wanted. I think so. Yeah, because now Doug DeCenza is in Double-A. Frank Taveras, who we picked up in a trade. They won't peak Mackinnon down in A-ball, which I'm fine with. He's a 2.5-star player, but he's only 18. Yeah. Okay. Oh, there we go. But here's something I want to do. I need to set this up. I do have commands available, so if you're on YouTube, you can. I think you can hit exclamation point commands. Maybe I ought to do this on a break or something because I think I can edit this as I go. Okay, I don't have that available. Oops. Okay. Oh, there you go. A little delayed, but I have a bunch of. Some of these are kind of pointless. I don't know if they all work, but hopefully some of these you won't be able to use. But I have a mix it up command. What the hell does that do? All right, maybe don't use those. Okay. Anyways. But we are about to start some ads. So what I'll do is I'm going to go ahead and let those run. And I think we got everybody we wanted. So I'll be back in 3 minutes. And we will run this. I should put up like a YouTube video or something to watch in that 3 minutes, but I'm not that smart yet. But I'll see y'all in a few minutes. I think the thing we should do now is just go ahead and simulate to the start of camp. We'll just kind of run through the rest of the camp. I don't think there's any trades I can make or anything I can do right now that would make this team any better. So we will actually just go ahead and go to either March 1st or when spring training starts. My owner's angry. I don't know why. He can kiss my grits. Still looking at this. I mean, there's still not a lot here. Cancel. We'll remove the filters. I mean, there's still not a lot on the trading block for us. We're not going to make a big trade that'll make us good. So, there's really no point. And we'll go all the way to March 1st. Here we go. Mel Stoudemire dropped to 2 stars overall, so not a great trade it turned out. He ended up not developing anything. In fact, he kind of got worse. Bob O'Brien improved fastball, but his movement went down. 4th round pick for us. Probably not really a candidate for anything. Let's see. John Gelnar, control dropped, stamina dropped. Gene Michael, our captain, man, he may not be captainship for long. We're getting some velocity improvements. And it does look like Danny Walton has now dropped a little bit more. He may not be the good option I thought he was. He was an expansion pick for us. So we might have to move on from him. But we're ready to start spring training tomorrow. We have a few development options. Now let's take a look at our player list as it stands. As it stands, here's kind of the way it looks out from a macro standpoint. Most of our players, like honestly, from here up, these are probably my big league caliber players, but everybody else is not. All batters are. So at catcher, we got Andy Etchenberry. At first base, we're going to run with Bill Sudeikis, who has improved a little bit, I think. I don't know. Let's see. Second, we're still running with a bunch of junk. Yeah. Right now, the big one right now is kind of what we're seeing with Danny Walton, who was someone I thought maybe we could potentially build around, but he's only at best an average player. Did Thomas go down overall? Let me see. Doesn't look like it, but no. He's always been 2 stars. His potential went up, and his contact rating. Okay. So everything we've worked on with him has improved. Okay. So we'll go ahead and go into tomorrow. Now we got to set our lineups for spring training. Ernie McNally. He wants a minor league contract. What we might do then is give him a minor league contract with a major league option. So we'll do that because he could very well pitch for us in the major leagues because he does have work ethic. He could develop. So we'll do that. Spring training. So we'll take a look now at our lineup. We're still kind of struggling at second. So we're going with Echebarren, Sudeikis, Blythe at third. Gene Michael will be our. Well, we got to get a shortstop, I think. We got to get us a shortstop. Let's go to player list and shortstop. We may have to promote. Well, not him. We may have to run with Tim Foley at shortstop this year. He's not ready. But it's not like I have a whole lot of good options. We'll see how he does in spring training. So we'll give him the nod in spring training. And then we may have to move. He's a 45 at shortstop. He is a 45 at shortstop. He is a 30 at shortstop. So my options at shortstop are not good. Let's see what our AAA looks like with shortstop ratings. Junior Kennedy is a 45 at shortstop. Luis Alcaraz is a 30-something at shortstop. John Butler is a 50. I might have to bring him up. We'll see. We have an email to read. Oh, just a generic. Oh, it's spring training. Let me look at this. Offseason center. We're going to look at free agents. I'm going to look at shortstop. We're going to go with default overall. Yeah, there's not really anyone here. We'll look also at transactions, trading block. It's still Ron Hansen. I might make this trade anyways. We would still have to. I don't want to give up the 4th overall prospect, but and Suggs was a good player for us last year, so I don't think. And also, I don't know why they have him on a trade block if they're a win now at that rate. So we don't have anything to offer really. So we're going to have to roll with, I think we're going to have to roll with, as far as the lineup goes, we're going to have to roll with Tim Foley here at short. At least in camp. At second, we're going to go with, well, let's look at our second base options. He's a 45. He's a 55. We may go with Woody Held. Actually, we may go with Gene Michael at second. And then we'll have Darrell Thomas act as his backup for spring training. Just to see how he does. Blott will be third base. I don't love that there, but he is a solid defender there. And then left. And then our outfield will be Vic Davallo in center. And then Lahoud will be in left. Walton will be in right. Lahoud is a very good, pretty solid left fielder. So we're going with this lineup for spring. We'll have Cesar Geronimo be the backup in left and in right. Actually, no, we're going to have Brooks in left. Bobby Brooks in left. Cesar Geronimo in right. Darrell Thomas will be the center field option here. And that's just because I want him in the lineup for spring to see how he develops. He's not going to start, but we'll give him some at-bats. He'll also be a pinch hitter. Pitching. We're going to go with, let's go with starters. We're going to look at Mel Stottlemyre, Ed Figueroa will be in the rotation. So we're going to put Ed Figueroa, Ray Culp, Steve Barber, and Mel Stottlemyre. So we'll put Mel Stottlemyre in the place of Bo Belinsky. Ed Figueroa, I kind of want to. He's not really a prospect, but he is kind of close enough. I would, in an ideal world, he'd start in AAA, but we don't have the depth right now to really kind of develop guys, right? So that's going to be our rotation. We'll have Jim O'Toole probably as our long guy for now. Relievers, these are our relievers. Gene Garber we'll have him in middle relief to start. Well, actually, yeah. Gelnar, Gladding, and Wright. So we'll probably make Gladding one of our long guys. Yeah, we'll make him a long guy or a stopper. I mean, we'll have him move Dick Lyons back into middle. 7th and close. 8th and close. Secondary will be set up. Gene Garber will be middle. Jim O'Toole will be there. Dick Lyons will be lefty specialist. And then we got a bunch of middles. Middle. Yeah. That's fine. So we set up a rotation. Tom Walker will be there too. And then I'm going to go into, let's see if there's anybody in who is not in. Yeah. We've got a bunch of like star and a half pitching prospects, which is a good thing to have, I think. Maybe one of them will break through. So the lineup right now, honestly, I don't love our line. I don't really love our team anyways, but let's look at what we have. Against righties, this is going to be our lineup. So against lefties, we're going to go. We don't have anyone at second. So we'll move Gene Michael to second. There. And then we'll go with Davel. And then let's see. We had Vincent in left, but he's not going to play against lefties. Would also rather not have. Maybe we put Bobby Brooks in left. We'll give him some at bats in spring training because he does have some abilities. He does have some pretty good gap power. He doesn't have any. But if Joe LaHood does not have, so he doesn't have any. He actually has reverse splits, so we will actually want to play him against lefties. And then we'll use Geronimo. Actually, we'll use Geronimo in right. Bobby Brooks in left. And then we're going to go with Daryl Thomas in center. We'll go with the same lineup. And then at second, we're going to go with Daryl Thomas. Get him some look there. And then third base, we'll go with Woody held here. At short, I don't really have any good options. 30 overall, 45. Maybe Woody held. Yeah. There. Okay. And then against righties, we'll probably do the same thing here. Third base, we'll go with Woody held. And then shortstop, we'll go with Woody held. We do have Bob Heiss here, but he's not really good enough defensively to hold at anywhere other than second. We could be very bad. That's what I'm saying. We could be very bad. We could invite some more players to camp Jim Barr, we might give him a run in the. He's ready to pitch in the big leagues, so I think we're gonna give him a camp invite. We'll see if we can develop him. Everybody else, we got a bunch of guys who probably be better off in some of the lower levels. But again, I don't really care about these 2-star guys. I want to protect the 2.5s and up. Doug DeSenses will be here. We'll start him in Double A. Probably be better off in the A ball, but we'll start him in Double A. Okay. So we'll go to rotation. I want to give now that he's on the pitching staff, I'm going to go ahead and give Jim Barr some run at. Give him Barr in place of Ray there. And I'll have Mel Stoudemire being in place of Ray Culp. So we'll give him a 5 run. We'll see if he can develop a little bit in spring training. We're going to give him that look as a starter, as our 5. So what we'll do now for the next 30 minutes or so is sim through spring training, and we'll get our opening day lineup set. We are going to keep an eye probably about once a week on the waiver wire, free agents, see if there's anybody getting released that we can maybe make a move on, particularly pitching. We do have an offer on Ernie McNally, but he does favor the offer. But he won't pitch in the big leagues. But we did offer him a contract with a big league option. So what we'll do, and then what I will also do is I'm gonna go through my player list. I want to look at these guys. Okay, so we've got him developed right. I'm gonna go through and make sure all of my AAA. Okay, I don't think there's anybody down here who would warrant anything. Okay. And then I'm going to go to all batters. And I want to make sure that all of my, guys who are 3-star potentials and up get some attention. As far as development go, really the only one is Daryl Thomas. Joe LaHood and Bill Sudeikis, I think, have already been through the development process. Maybe Vic Davila. He is 33. We don't need to worry about developing him. He is too old to develop, so we're not going to worry about that. He's not really a prospect at this point. Neither is Bill Sudeikis. But I think we've already got him kind of on a development track. So we're pretty good. And then all pitchers. That's just on the Expos. AAA. Frank Tavares is 2.5-star. I'm not going to put him on a track. We'll see if he gets him better. Double A, Doug DeSenses will prevent AI. And I want to go ahead. We don't develop base running. Defense, I'm not really all that concerned with defense. We'll keep it orange. And the things I want to develop with him are the things I want to develop with every prospect. BABIP, and then power. Maybe a little less on BABIP. More on power. So yeah. So that's what we'll do with that. And I don't think there's anyone else in the minors that is going to be. Let me see if there's anybody in single A. No. We'll see how this goes. We'll see how the season goes. We're going to sim the whole season, I think, today, if time permits. By time permits, meaning I don't get hungry or something. Let's go ahead and sim through the exhibition season. I don't necessarily care as much about the individual results here. All right, so an interesting look now. We have finished up our off-season programs with all of our players. Let's see how those went. No improvement with Brooks as far as contact. No improvement with Echebarren in contact. Rich Blott has improved his quality of contact. Um, that's good. Um, looks like he went from not much improvement. Looks like he's still around a 45 or so. Cesar Geronimo did not improve. Um, but Don Hood, outstanding in his ability to movement, I think. So that will help him out, being able to get up to the higher levels. Hopefully, we can see some improvement there. So it's mixed bag. No one got worse, so that's probably all that matters there. We'll go ahead and sim through again. We're kind of Bob Heisey is injured, so we will take a look at that. He is out, going to be out pending. It's a shoulder. He'll be out 5 weeks. We'll go ahead and put him on the injured list, so he will not play on the season to start. It is a shoulder inflammation. Could have been worse, you know. We are 4-5 in camp. I don't think there's anything standing out right now. As the owner is still angry, I still could not care less. We're 4-7. It doesn't really matter how we do. Gene Michael's going to be out for a day. Owner is still angry. Not much going on at the trading block. Also, I still would like to get a shortstop. That's my big position upgrade. Is I want to get a shortstop. Find a shortstop. We are not doing great in spring training. We're 5-10 as we as we are kind of, you know, simming through here. We're just kind of speed running this. We are kind of just speed running through camp here. We are 11-15 in camp. Pirates are 17-9. We're just gonna go ahead and go to the end of it. Okay, so this is our big one. Let's see. Clyde Wright, his control went down, but his velocity went up. Aurelio Lopez, who we signed, who has electric stuff, might actually start the season in our bullpen. He's now 98. Gene Garber is now a 3-star prospect. I'm going to go ahead and he's probably going to get the nod here. Looks like he's had a solid preseason with 2.45 ERA. His potential movement, his control dropped, but his control is still a 65 overall. Jack Bellingham, control and stamina went down. Steve Barber, stuff improved. Might warrant a spot in our rotation to start the year. We'll see kind of how that goes. Daryl Thomas is the big one here. Contact. His floor has been lowered a bit, or his ceiling's been lowered a bit, but the floor is coming up. He's a 2.5-star prospect. His potential now is only 2.5 stars, though. Not hitting very well in spring training, so that's something we're going to have to monitor. He is someone I really wanted to kind of build around a little bit as far as players go. As far as like being a good contact, gap power kind of guy, but that development doesn't look like it's going to be there for us. Cesar Geronimo, he's gotten faster. His I rating has dropped. Looks like defensively he may have Yeah, he's not really hitting much in spring training either, but again, he's going to be a defensive replacement for at best. Joe LeHood looks like he has now dropped into the 2-star camp. He hasn't had a very strong spring, though. Looks like OPS of over 1,000. We saw the movement with him. He's actually going to be on AAA, so he's now a top 100 prospect. Doug DeSences. His potentials have dropped. His current gap rating has improved, but his potential now is 3.5 stars. It's actually he's the second overall pick. Dang, you hate to see that. And then let's see, Dave Russello, shortstop, 2.5 stars now. Third round pick, might be someone we could see develop now. And then Chico Ruiz is okay. So kind of a discouraging one around Doug DeSences. We'll see how he does in AA. Not a great sign. Let's see how the lineups are doing. It looks like I'm probably going to start Darrell Thomas in AAA, but just to see how he kind of can develop his batting. Might be someone I just trade, to be honest. How's Dick Duvall? Okay, he's not doing well. Okay. But we'll make some quick moves here. We'll go ahead and sim the rest of spring training. And okay. So what we'll do here is we're going to go ahead and take a look at our overall team. See if there's anybody who needs to be called up. Doesn't look like it. A few guys who need to be demoted, but okay. So what we'll do is we'll take a look at our overall team. I still want to take Jim Barr, even though he's probably big league ready, as big league ready as he's gonna be. Well, I think we're gonna have to keep him in the rotation. He had a really strong spring. He had an ERA of 175. How did he do IRL, by the way? 21 win player. Yeah, we may have to go ahead and start him in the big leagues. Gene Garber, I still would like to have him in the minors, but again, as a reliever, I'm not too worried about. Let's see, Bill Sudeikis, Jack Billingham, India, Tim. What about Tim Foley? He did not hit well in spring training. His calling card is defense. But I think we need to develop him defensively. I'm going to send him down and probably I might have to eat a trade, I think, here. I think I might have to eat a trade here. Let's look at our overalls. Yeah. Yeah, Aurelio Lopez, he'll be in our bullpen, I think, now. We gotta send 11 guys down, but we're gonna definitely send Darrell Thomas to AAA. And then we'll send Jim O'Toole to AAA. Oh, he's out of options, so we'll have to waive him. Let's finish today. We'll make these moves today. So we're at opening day now. And then what we'll do is spend the next 20 minutes or so kind of finalizing our roster. Top 10 prospects. We still have Gene Garber as the 7th overall prospect. Minor league system, we have the 6th best system now. So that's good. Dwight Evans is the 9th overall. Dave Kingman. We probably should have. Yeah. We could have drafted him. We probably missed on this one. We probably missed on Dwight. We could have had Dwight Evans. We could have had all these players, to be honest, I believe. Daryl Porter, we could have had him. 5-star overall prospect. Yeah, so we probably have already fumbled the bag a little bit here with our development. May have to fire our scout then. Okay, but... Alright, so what we got to do now is take a look at our player list. All players. We got 35 players. So obviously... Jim Barr, he will start the season at the big leagues. Yeah, at 22, he's the 81st overall prospect. He's going to start at the big league level. John Gallinart, Gladding, LaHood, Lopez, Danny Walton will start at the big league level. I'm going to take a look at all pitchers. Let's take a look at pitchers. O'Toole, Starman, Frigo, yeah. Yeah. Fred Gladding. And then now the rest of them, it's like Bo Belinsky was a waiver claim. So I'm actually going to be fine with sending him away. We'll probably... Let's see if he'll accept a minor league assignment. Nope. So we're going to go ahead and waive Bo Belinsky. We'll waive and DFA him. Sal Campisi. We'll probably keep him around. Tom Walker, we're going to go ahead and send him down to AAA. He's not quite ready, and he's someone we can probably develop a little more. Yeah, he needs a little more development, so I'm going to go ahead and send him down to, yeah, AAA. We have 12 relievers, so... Ray Culp, at this point in his career, he's 28. With his salary, I think he'll be better as a long guy. So what we'll do is take our starter of Jim O'Toole and go ahead and send him down to AAA. He's got to clear waivers, so we'll waive and DFA him. And we'll run with these 5. Reliever-wise, we've got Tony Cloninger, who, again, can be a long guy, but he might actually be... All right, so we got to keep, I think, 12, I think. Or we might go with 12 pitchers, 13 guys on the bench. Yeah, 8, and then, yeah. So let's go to batters real quick. We'll go to catcher. Okay, there, that's fine. First base, Bill Sudeikis. Let's go to the outfield. The outfield's probably the easiest one to kind of go with. Okay, Frank Baker will definitely go to the minors. And then it's really coming down to Cesar Geronimo, who would be a defensive replacement. Cesar Geronimo will be the defensive replacement. Okay. Because he's maxed his development out. He's got a little bit of contact left, but it's not going to be enough. Like, I'm fine with having him on the big league roster as a defensive guy, and then I think outside of that, it would be Bobby Brooks, because he's got a little bit of power. He could be a pinch hitter. So So if I go these two, Brooks, Geronimo, Lee Thomas, yeah, Lee Thomas would definitely be sent down. And then Charlie Benson will be sent down. Okay, that's going to be our outfield. Infielders, 5, 10, 12. So I think we're good. I think we're good now. I think so. 13. Yeah, we're good. I think we're good. Yeah, Bob O'Brien would be the 12th. So this is going to be our opening day lineup here. And then pitchers, we got to get rid of, I believe, a few of these guys. So Clyde Wright, down here at the bottom. He's got good leadership skills, which is... What about Juan Pizarro? He was an expansion draft pick. Let's see. But I almost want to have Ed Figueroa start. He'll start in AAA. So he will start in AAA. Okay. And now what we'll have to do is call up someone from AAA. Or we'll have to use Ray Culp. So we'll have to use Ray Culp in the rotation. So let's go ahead and do that. Lineups. Pitching. Yeah, we'll have Ray Culp here. There. We'll have Barr as our third starter, even though he could probably be second. We'll keep Steve Barber as the number 2. And we'll have Ray Culp down there. Yeah. And now relievers. So I think we just got to get cut, I believe, 2. Yeah, Tony Cloninger can be the long guy. The long guy. But with that control, you know what? No, we're gonna let Tony Cloninger go down to the minors. My concern now is, okay, so Gart 3, 4, and then let's see. Campese will be on the team for sure. Dick Lines. A little concerning. That 45 home run ability. Bob O'Brien, who was a draft pick for us in 68. But again, let's put Bob O'Brien down in the minors. 2. And then now we have 8 and 5 is 13. I think that is, let me see. That might be good enough. Let's look at our whole team. Okay, so we got to cut one more. And we're going to have to cut more than one because the other player I want to send down is Tim Foley. He's got a little bit of development left, and I don't want him to have to develop in the big leagues. So we're going to have to probably scour the waiver wire a bit. I'm going to do that for a shortstop. Jerry. So we're going to have to probably cut 2 more. And I'm just going to see who here has any sort of ability to play shortstop at a decent level. Ruben Amaro is here. not a hitter, but again, we're kind of have to scraping the bottom of the barrel. I'm gonna place a claim on Jerry Buchik, so we're gonna go ahead and claim him, and then we're gonna look at transactions, free agents, see if there's anybody who opted for free agency here, who we could sign. There's not really any options. The best player who's a natural shortstop would be Jack McCall. Do I have? Oh, we gotta clear this filter. We gotta take a risk here. Let's see, and even here, shit. Yeah, even here it's still Nick DeFlorio, and he's not really a good option for us. Yeah. Okay. So we're kind of pruning the roster a little bit. Now we have a few lineup spots open. Let's look at the trade block as well. Trade block. Ron Brand and Woody Held are the only ones who are on the block that we could make a move for. So I'm kind of sacrificing our current year to develop some guys for the future that can be contributors. So what we'll do is I'm going to have someone on the lineup who won't be here in a few days, but yeah. So we're down to 25, and we'll kind of be one short on the infield if we get the claim on the shortstop I like. So what we'll do here is now we're going to take a look at our lineup. We'll send down a pitcher. So we're going to go with Jack Bellingham as our 1. Barber is our 2. Barr is our 3. Stottlemyre and Ray Culp. And we'll always start highest rested. Bullpen. I'm going to just look at the all relievers ratings here. I might move Garber into more of a... I think I'm going to leave him here because I want to develop him, but he's big league ready. He's a 3-star overall. I want to see this. I want to see... Okay, so that's his batting ratings. I might use Aurelio Lopez as a specialist. We're going to use him as a specialist against right-handers. And then we'll have Pizarro or Clyde Wright or... Okay. So Pizarro or Clyde Wright will be our long. Let's see who has the best. Clyde Wright, I think, will be the better. Well, wait a minute. Maybe Pizarro. He's a 40. Yeah, we'll use Pizarro as our long. And then everything else will be middle. So there we go. That's our bullpen for now. When we get, we'll probably send down either Davison or Lopez. When we get enough, we have 9 relievers. We don't need 9 relievers. We don't really need that many. Yeah, we don't need to carry 14 pitchers. We're carrying 14 pitchers and 11 fielders because I got a waiver claim on one that I want to look at. take a look at the lineup real fast. Looking at our lineup. I think Woody Held will have to be our starting shortstop, unfortunately, because he's the only guy I've got who can play shortstop who isn't. That's for right now. So Woody Held will be the shortstop. We may actually move. Yeah, he's a 40 overall. Held is a 45. So, our backup first baseman, I don't know if we Danny Walton will have to be the backup first baseman. Yeah. Okay. Second base, we'll probably run with Woody Held here. Third base. This is where, like, we might have to run with a super utility type. Oh, we're going to run ads soon. So we'll finish this up on the other side of the break. But shortstop, well, we're just going to have to go without. I mean, we can put Gene Michael there. Again, I don't anticipate not having a shortstop for very long. If anything, we can call up Tim Foley at some point. And then the outfield, we're going to go with Cesar Geronimo to be the replacement here in center. Bobby Brooks in left. Geronimo in right. And we will use everybody's a plus defender, so we don't need to use the defensive sub rating here. Pinch hitters. This does matter. I think right now we only really have, because of our lack of depth, I might have to add 2. I think we might have too many pitchers on our roster, so I might have to send 2 down. We'll look at the waiver wire too, maybe for not for outfielders, maybe another infielder. So let's go ahead and look at the waivers. Let's take a look at the transaction screen, look at the waiver wire. We might have to place a claim on... I would like to place a claim on another infielder, but it looks like we may have some really good options here too. Jesus Alou. Okay, he's not really what I'm looking for. Ty Klein. I'm looking for bats, really. Maybe Lynn Gabrielson. He's outspoken. Mike Hirschberger. Ed Kranepool. Honestly, he might be worth putting a claim on. Because that would give me a little more freedom with outfielders. But I would really like to see what the infielders look like. Bill Robinson. There's a good... Well, he would be a good first baseman. And we could use him in left. He's got good power. He's got a little bit of development left. Ooh, that might be a good claim, too. About Phil Gagliano. He's not a great enough defender. John Kennedy. We looked at Ruben Amaro. Sean Fitzsimmons. Maybe he only plays short, center, and right. He wouldn't be able to. Oddly enough, he doesn't play any other position. We could probably put him at second. Maybe we force play him. Fitzmaurice. I said Fitzsimmons. See, Cotton Nash, not a good player. And Al Weiss. I'm thinking about placing a claim on Bill Robinson because he could play first, third. He could play a couple outfield positions too, and he got a good enough power bat. He could give us some instant offense off the bench. So I think that's the move I'm going to make. I'm going to claim him. And we will also place a claim on. I don't like any of these outfielders. Maybe Joe Pepitone. Because he can play first, left, right. Yeah. So right now we're placing waiver claims, and then we will sim the season. How about that? But I think I've really got to use the restroom. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to go ahead and run the ads now. I think we're within a minute of running ads on Twitch. I might make a claim on Joe Pepitone here. Because that would allow me to put. Well, I wouldn't have a good option for center field, but I've got a good defender in center. So that's what I'm going to do. I'm going to place a claim on Joe Pepitone. And let's see. Yeah. Yeah, there we go. All right, so I'm going to run these ads. I'll be back in 3 minutes. Y'all enjoy ads. Tell me what you get. right. Appreciate y'all for hanging out through ads. All right, we're looking at waiver claims. I've placed a claim on Joe Pepitone. I don't know how to pronounce his name, but he's from Houston. Kind of the only one I'm liking from here of this bunch. We also placed a claim on Bill Robinson and Jerry Buchik. Hopefully we can get some action there. I'm not going to place a claim on any. There's not really any good pitching. Well, we could place a claim on one of these pitchers. Not really any good options for us here. George Culver, I don't really. I mean, he'd be a good ground ball pitching option for us. Again, we can look at our current roster, and we can look at our current pitching staff. And I can see I've got a bunch of 2-stars already. Sal Campisi. Yeah, so we already have to send a couple of these guys down anyways. So I'm actually kind of fine with my pitching options at the moment. Maybe we pick up a lefty to fill that. Yeah, we may. Let's see if there's a lefty on the on this. Yeah, plenty of options. So we have Marcelino Lopez. We could probably place a claim on him. He's got a pretty good stuff here. Jim Rowland. Ooh, actually, that might be the move here. And Luke Walker. Oh, he's disruptive. We don't want to place a claim on him. So we'll place a claim on Jim Rowland here. And we'll figure out the rest of it later. Yeah. May place a claim. Well, we'll place a claim on Marcelino Lopez too. Might as well build our bullpen because that's probably going to be the strength of our pitching staff anyway already. Okay, so we'll take a look at that. Let's set our temporary lineup. We do have to set our lineup against lefties a little bit. And again, because of our lack of options, we're going to have to go with Woody Held here. Geronimo will be the center fielder. We'll probably just have to wing the. What I'm kind of hoping for, if we lose out the claims, we're going to have to bring up some guys that I don't want to. So Danny Walton at third. Held at second. I think the second bases. Yeah. And then we would just want to have a backup shortstop right now. We'll use Gene Michael, I guess, against lefties. But yeah, I just don't have a lot of good options right now. So owner's still angry. Pitching staff's ready to go for now. It is going to be opening day today against the Reds. We will not. We could do what we did last year and watch opening day. Let's do that, actually. That was kind of fun. Let's see how opening day goes. We'll play ball. Oh, shit. Oh, we got to put... place on secondary 40 man. There we go. Does that help? Does that... Let's see if we can do that. There we go. So all we had to do was... Okay, so here, we're going to get open day. We have Pete Rose. Pete Rose lead. Oh, let's set our... Oh, shit. Let's go to cancel. We got to set our actual, lineup. Let's set the lineup. Because I don't know if I want to... Well, he might actually... I don't want him being the leadoff guy. Let's go to batting ratings. Contact I might use let's try Gene Michael at leadoff for now. He's got a better combination of contact I than, even though he only on base 240. And then our secondary guy, let's start looking at the power. Bill Sudeikis will be second. Walton third, Lahoud fourth, and then five, and then the five we can go with pretty much anybody here. Woody Held, I guess. Then we can right left, which. We can just right left the rest of the roster. Andy Etchenberry would probably not be a great option here. Yeah. I mean, it doesn't really matter after this, so we'll put Blott, Etchenberry, Davilio, and okay, and then we'll have Woody Held hitting eighth because he's got a good batting eye, so he can draw walks in front of the pitcher. There we go. That's actually perfect. And then lefties, we're probably just going to mirror the lineup, so to speak. There we go. We'll just mirror the lineup because we don't have. I don't have platoon guys right now. And then the rotation. I think we already took a look at that. Billingham, Barber, Barr, Stoudemire, Culp. I'm fine with that. And then we set everything up there. We'll review opening day roster. Let's play this game. So we are going to play our opening day game. We are outclassed pretty much at every position by the Reds, except for except for the sixth spot. But we're going to go ahead and start this game, and we will do that. Let's see how this goes. We're Tom Bradley up against us. Let's go to RISP. Walton swings and okay. So we have G. Michael at second in the first inning. And a couple hits. Let's see if, yeah. Okay, so we take a 1-0 lead in opening day. So the first run of the season is scored by Gene Michael against. Okay, let's see. We'll keep going. Let's see how Rick Blott does. He lines to center to be caught. So we got Jack Billingham going. And we'll do RISP. Pete Rose, I guess, led off, ended up on second against Johnny Bench. And he hits a little nubber. Oh, here, real quick. We got to get some game day audio up in here. Let's get some game day audio up in here. There we go. Okay, we got some game day audio. Let's see how... Oh, a nice catch by the center fielder. But Pete Rose scores, and so we're tied up at 1. And then Tony Perez throws out the runner at trying to steal. So we're even at 1. Vic Davalillo will be at second with Woody held up with 1 out. And he takes a walk. That was the one thing we were able to do last year is draw walks. Jack Bellingham, the pitcher, hopefully he bunts. He does not bunt. Instead hits a fly ball to center. And leadoff Gene Michael is up. 2-1-2 pitch. He lines a sharp liner to third and beats it out. So now the bases are full with Bill Sudeikis up. And he ropes 1 to left. It looks like it's going to drop in. So the offense is doing well to start this. We are up 2-1 now with the bases still full for Danny Walton. And he lines a weak little line thing to first. So we left the bases loaded. That was unfortunate. Let's see how the second inning goes. Tony Perez is now at second. And there's a liner to left. That's going to be caught. And Dave Concepcion. And he lines 1 to left. So we're up 2-0, even though we have not given up a hit. Let's see how the third inning goes. Clean third inning for Cincy. We followed up with a clean third. Woody Held is now at second. This is opening day of the 1970 season. And there's a strike to end the fourth. Clean fourth for our pitching staff. They go clean in the fifth. We are now up. It is Tommy Helms at second with Dave Concepcion with nobody out. First and second with nobody out. There is that's the disadvantages of not having an actual shortstop is errors like that will happen. So now the bases are full with Tom Bradley up the pitcher. And he takes a curveball for strike 3. So now it's 1 out. Could have been 2 outs, but Pete Rose is up with the infield to end for some reason, and he lines 1 to center. That's going to bounce off the wall. And he clears the bases, so now it's a 4-2 lead with Pete Rose at second. And that'll be a strikeout of May. Bench is up. He lines 1 to right to be caught by LaHood. Or Walton, I'm sorry. So a 3-run double by Pete Rose, taking advantage of the error. So now it's 4-2. And a clean 6 by both sides. We hit a home run, I believe, in the 6th. So now it's 4-3. Bill Sudeikis is now at second. And there's a liner to center. Scoring Sudeikis. We're tied up now. Fighting spirit by the Expos. Danny Walton with a game-tying single. The game is even at 4. We will continue this runner. He's still second with his first steal. LaHood is now up with a runner in scoring position with 2 out, and they're going to do an intentional walk. Probably smart to bring up Rick Blott, who does Nothing. So it's 4-all. It is 4-all now. We will... Wait. We love some take me out to the ball game. It is a tie game at 4 in the 7th, bottom 7. No, I guess it's not tied anymore as... well, okay, it's now 5-4 Reds in the 8th. Etchenbarren is now at 2nd. He's now on 2nd with Bobby Brooks pinch hitting with 2 outs. And he lines it to left. Let's see if the runner can score here. He's not going to try it. Slow catcher running. And that'll look for Gene Michael, who is 3 for 4. He homered, but he's not able to replicate that. There, it is still a 5-4 game. Heading to the bottom of the 8th. Lee May is now at 2nd with nobody out. There's a shot to right. Two errors in this one have really done us in, it looks like. Benny Carbo takes a walk. And they walk Carbo to get the Tony Perez for some reason. He at least strikes out. And now Tommy Helms will be up against Fred Gladding. And he lines one to short. Again, not having a true shortstop has really cost us here on opening day. We probably should have just kept Foley on the roster. Probably an error on my part. It is now 6-4. There's a shot to second. And we'll go to the 9th. 6-4, and that's the final. So the win is by Gladding, or the win goes to Bradley. Gladding takes the loss. Solid outing for Jack Bellingham. Offensively, it looks like the top of the order had most of the production. Woody Held did draw 2 walks, which that's honestly out of the 8th spot there, that's what you want to see. All right, so we're going to leave this game. So we are 0-1 after the first day, and we'll go ahead and finish today. All right. Okay, so Jim Rowland has been claimed, so we probably lost him to the Royals. Is this still opening day? All right, here we go. So now we have 3 players on our roster. We're going to take a look at the lineup here. We have Buchik here. We'll send down now. We're going to send down. We got to send 3 players down. And I think they're all going to be pitchers. They're all going to have to be pitchers, really. So we'll go to pitching staff. Mike Davison will go down. Maybe even Dick Lines. Actually, yeah. We'll send down Dick Lines. And Clyde Wright. We'll send down Clyde Wright as well. Okay, we'll waive Clyde White right then. And then now what we'll do is take a look at this, and we will Bill Robinson, Joe Pepitone, Gary Buczyk. So now that we should have a little more balanced roster. Actually, we're still not balanced, are we? We have 14. We have 14 now on the big. Okay, we're going to send Cesar Geronimo down. And we'll probably call back. So now we'll look at our lineups. We have Jerry Buczyk, who can now play short a little better than Held can, I think. Yeah. So we'll move Woody Held. Actually, you know what? What if... Let's see. And then I think I might have too many outfielders now. Yeah, I have 6 outfielders. Well, Bill Robinson's more of a first baseman. I think I'm going to move his position. Yeah, he's going to be like a third baseman for us. So, first base, third base. I think I'm going to move his natural position to first. Yeah. And now we'll go to infield. We'll have Pepitone will be the backup first baseman, with Robinson being he'll probably be the backup third. Yeah. Held will be second and short. There. And then now we just need a backup center fielder. And that will be... yeah, that'll have to be... And he could play right. We could put Robinson in right, too. Well... yeah, there we go. And now, bats off the bench. We've got some power off the bench now. We've got some power off the bench. Oh, I gotta make a reminder for me to add a chat command here when someone subscribes to the channel. I'll have to note that when I... Okay. So we'll have our bench bats will be against righties. We'll go with Pepitone and Brooks, with Robinson being the third guy. And then against lefties, we will have Robinson, Brooks, Joe Pepitone. Okay. And now I still think I'm a little okay. So now I think we've got a better lineup, I think. Let's see. We'll go with Robinson, held it, no. Well, he can play third, but so can Robinson at first and third. And then held would be, well, we got to put Bucic here, I think. And then held here. Okay. So against righties, I'm going to move Bucic down to the 8 spot, I think. Yeah. Oh, shit. Didn't mean to do that. We got to do it here, right? Okay, that's fine. That's fine. Against lefties. Yeah, so the lineup ain't going to change. Okay. Pitching. I think what we're going to have to do is wait until any of these guys maybe Bo Belinsky. Is he clear waivers? No, we got to wait for these guys to clear waivers. We'll probably bring one of them back. So we'll go ahead and sim through Marcelino Lopez. Oh. Is he not on our team? Yeah. Oh yeah, there we go. Did I fix that problem? And we'll have his secondary role as a specialist. Okay. A little bit, our pitching's a little better now. So now we should be able to. All right, so we just had the 1-game series against the Cincinnati. And now we have a 2-game set Wednesday and Thursday against St. Louis. Hey, look, we won a game. So we're doing better than we did last year, I think, at this time. We actually beat up Steve Carlton a little bit. Davalillo hit a grand slam. Okay, so we'll kind of take a look at this. Okay, so we lose 4-0 there. No grand slam there. I don't know what happened. We're not gonna do this for every game. Jim Barr in his first start, 6 innings, 3 walks, 2 strikeouts. Not a great outing for him, to be honest. I still would like to have him in the minors, but Bob Gibson with a complete game, 3-hit shutout. LaHoo did have 2 hits. All right, we have our. Oh, that was our home opener, by the way. So we accidentally played through our home opener. So we'll go ahead and sim the rest of the month. We have a 3-game set against the Cubs. Hey, look at that. 4 days, Mel Stoudemire's out. Bob Heisey will be an option for us in the middle infield as well. But honestly, I might just put him down in AAA. He's expected to be back any time now. Yep, and can we rehab him? Yeah, we can rehab him. There we go. We'll rehab him and figure out what to do with him later. There we go. That's an easy option. So we're 2-2 to start. So we're not stinking up the joint. We're not stinking up the joint yet. So let's go ahead and sim through the rest of the month. Anything standing out we will look at later. Oh, here we go. No improvement in his quality of contact. His gap power is already a 50. He's raking in AA. So I still think that was a mistake on my part. Ray Culp is day-to-day with a sore thumb. All right, so we can now send these guys down to AAA. O'Toole refuses to be demoted. Belinsky refuses to be demoted. Clyde Wright is. Can I trade these guys? We will trade him for Charlie Clark. We will not trade him for Charlie Clark. So we'll just go ahead and outright release Bo Belinsky. Okay. Jim O'Toole. Go ahead and shop him around. Let's see what's out there. Again, I'm willing to trade him for pretty much anything. Charlie Clark, so we'll just have to release him then. He will now be a free agent. So we are out a few $1,000s, but that is okay. We are 3-3 through 6 games. Ray Culp is out. Owner's still angry. Let's look at the trading block. Trading block right now. Could we go that route? We still have Gary Peters there. Jackie Brandt is on the free trading block. Roger Maris is too, if we wanted to like increase our gate or something. But let's finish today. We do have a series against St. Louis, but let's just go ahead and sim through the month. We lose 7-0, 5-4 loss. So we're more competitive, that's for sure. We are more competitive. Yep, we start the season. You know, we're 5-6 through our first 11. Now we have a homestand against the LA Dodgers. And they sweep. And they kind of kicked us around a little bit. No shocker there. So we'll finish up the month of July with a 3-game set at San Francisco, 4-game set, where we did manage a split. And now, okay, we have a bunch of emails. I won't read those. We do have a 3-game set at San Diego. And we will lose this series 3-0 and 1 more game in LA. All right, so now we've got to do something with this guy. What do we do? All right, what are his options first off? He can play second, but again, he's not good enough to play any other position. He's a 2-star player, so it's not like he does have 2 option years, so we're actually just going to keep him in the minors. We're going to keep him in the minors. We'll send him to AA. We'll see how he does in AA. Actually, let's take a look at that. Our AAA team's at 10-10. Tim Foley is now a 2.5-star player. He's hitting right around. He's hitting 272 in 20 games, 379 on base. Might be someone we just have to call up right away. We'll take a look at that at the end of the month. So we'll finish today. Oh, Oh, we got to place him on. We got to place him on the active roster now. We can't just stash him in the minors. So what we'll do is we got to waive and DFA him now. So we'll do that. We're 7-14. We're already 6.5 games out. We'll finish today. All right, let's take our player development. Ray Culp dropped. Sudeikis has lost his batting eye a little bit. Let's see. Tom Walker. Ed Figueroa has developed in AAA. Still needs a little bit of development. He has an ERA of 5 in AAA. So obviously the walks are a bit concerning. But his movement, his control rating is improved. His current stamina is improved. Mike Davison has improved in AAA. Let's see. Grady Pierce is. It says here he's improved. Potential rating has grown to 2.5. Overall, Vic Harris has improved, and Edgardo Avila have improved down in AA. Tim Foley, though, is the one we're kind of keeping an eye on. He has improved to the point now where he's probably our best organizational option at shortstop because of his defense. So let's take a look at that. We did just sign a shortstop. So let's take a look at our player list at that position. How close am I to having to run at? It's 15 minutes. My phone's ringing. I'll be back in just a second. Oh, okay. It was fortunately a spam call. So, all right, let's check in on our team. At the end of April, we are 7-14. Kind of not really surprising. But let's take a look at kind of the overall team. It looks like Billingham has been okay. Jim Barr is now probably one of our better players. Fred Gladding has struggled. Gene Garber has struggled. I think what we need to do is he's only had 8 innings, so he probably just had a rough outing. Let's leave him there. It does look like Aurelio Lopez is not pitched. So let's go ahead and make him a middle reliever and specialist. There, he has not pitched at all. Like he's seen 1 game, and he gave up 2 runs. So his ERA is actually infinity. Actually, yeah, it's not infinity. It's non-existent. Let's look at the rotation though. Steve Barber is 2-2, 5 starts. Let's see what we have in AAA as far as that goes. How is Ed Figueroa? He's our ERA is 5, so he's not ready. Yeah. Let's take a look also at the lineup. Let's see how the lineup's done individually in the first month. Danny Walton has struggled mightily in the first month. WRC is negative. So what we're gonna do is we're gonna bench him. We are gonna bench him for Joe Pepitone, who has hit the ball a little better. So that's the move that we're going to make there. He will now start in right field. And now that'll actually... and then, let's see. Bobby Brooks has also played pretty well in just 7 plate appearances. LaHood is right around the league average with 4 home runs. Bill Sudeikis, let's see, Woody Held, Bobby Brooks, probably a pinch hitter. Bobby Brooks will now be my primary pinch hitter. And then Robinson will just come up to second. He's struggled anyways. And then Walton will be third. Walton will now be kind of the... he'll be the backup right fielder. Yeah. And backup first baseman. And then against lefties, it's going to be the same move. So we may actually send him down if... How has Daryl Thomas done? He has done really well in AAA, but I don't think he's quite ready for the show yet. 118 OPS. We could bring him up, but I don't know how he would do. Maybe if he has a good June, we'll bring him up with... Yeah, Cesar Geronimo has done pretty good, too. How's our Double-A team? Okay, the Double-A team has struggled. But Pete Mackinnon has done pretty good. How has Doug 84? He probably needs to see some time down in double. Well, he can't go to single A. He's okay. So right now the move is what we do with Danny Walton. He's clearly not going to be the answer for us this year. We've already benched him. He's 21 games. He's hitting 184 on base. He's OPS in 350. We've already replaced him with Joe Pepitone. Who in 14 plate appearances has a 350 whatever. Our best contributor right now is Vic Davalillo. May move him up in the lineup a little bit. He's hitting 290 with a 108 OPS plus. Maybe we move him up in between Etchenberry and Blatt. Because Blatt is, he's performing poorly at third. So, we could move Bobby Brooks to third if continuing trends show. If he can show that he can hit. What I might do is move Davalillo to the leadoff spot. And we'll move Gene Michael to 8th. There. Actually, I'm going to check his ratings. Oh, yeah, he doesn't have any splits. Okay, there we go. Um, all right, so we're setting that lineup up, and then we'll look at our rotation. Our rotation's been bad. Stottlemyre's not been good. Ray Culp has done decently. So what I might do, because these two have similar ratings anyways, is move Ray Culp into the 4 spot. Jim Barr's done well. Steve Barber has not really. And then the jury's still out on Gene Garber, but Juan Pizarro has not pitched well in 17 innings. He's pitching more than anyone else. Okay. All right, let's go ahead and sim through the month of May. Obviously, we're going up against the Dodgers here, so we're not going to do very well. But we do win 2-0. And there's a victory. And, okay. Yep. Let's see. Okay, let's check our team stats real quick. Yep, 12th, and we're dead last in every, except for home runs. We are hitting home runs, but we're not doing anything else worth a crap. The walks, we're now last in walks. And we're near the bottom in pitching. So our pitching's got to improve if we want to make a run at this. So we'll finish today. We'll go out west, or we got the San Francisco Giants at home. And we take 2 out of 3. So we've won now 2 series this month. Doubleheader against the Padres where we lost both games. And okay. All right, so we're going to go ahead and send him down to AAA. All right, so we're not in last place. So oddly enough, we're not in last place. So we're at May 11th. We're 19th at 24. We are 5 games out of the division. And we're really about 6 games out in the loss column. Ray Culp's had a couple bad outings now. So if we do anything, we've got to shore up. Probably we may have to shore up this spot of the rotation. Because right now we're asking Pizarro to pitch too much, probably to cover these 2 guys who are stinking it up. Mel Stottlemyre and Ray Culp. So let's take a look now at the transaction screen. Obviously, free agent pitchers not really there. So let's look at the trading block. Gary Peters is available. He's 1-3 in 7 starts with an ERA of 4.60. Could he be an upgrade for us? Let's see what the options are there for. We would have to give up Figueroa, or Darrell Thomas or Sudeikis. We would probably have to give up someone who is worth a crap. And I'm not ready to do that just yet. Lopez. Maybe we give up Lopez. Maybe we give up Aurelio Lopez. Again, I don't want to do that just yet. Because I don't know. I don't know how wise it would be to just trade for about an average sell pitcher. Um, we got a little bit to decide. I don't like we're not really contending either, so I don't want to give up someone who I think could have value down the road, which I do think for someone who doesn't have value after say this year. So we'll just finish out the month of May. Let's finish out the month of May here in the next minute or two, and we'll yeah. So split the Mets. Okay, division leading Phillies. We could have made a move here, but it looks like we will fall further down the division standings. Um, Stottlemyre was okay, but we just didn't do anything offensively. Um, at Pittsburgh, let's see. Check the emails. Okay. At Pittsburgh, we lost 2 out of 3, so 14-24, not great. Um, taking on the Mets at home, we lose 2 out of 3 there. Versus Philly, we'll sim this real fast. Uh, and there we go. So we're heading into Memorial Day at 16-29. I will be back in a few minutes. We're going to go through the All-Star break and then go from there. All right, we are back. We're going to finish this first half up. We are at the Memorial Day break, quarter point, basically. We are 16 and 29, about right. We're at the quarter pole, so to speak. Stat wise, we're bad. We've hit some home runs, but that's about it. We are pretty much bad across the board. Um, the one thing we got going for us is we are uh, the pitching has been solid, like more solid than the batting. So at least there's some movement going on there. But as far as hitting goes, I think we kind of figured this. It was going to be kind of a rough year for us offensively and pitching wise. So nothing really out of pocket here. We're basically playing to our level. Um, the shocker here has been Danny Walton, who has it gotten better in the month of July. We do have a gaping hole here at third base where Rick Blatt is hitting all of 178. Um, Davalillo, we moved him into the leadoff spot. I think that's worked out pretty well for us. He's hitting 339, 369, 455. Sudeikis has done decently with a WRC plus of 115 with 11 bombs. Joe LaHood is doing well. Bobby Brooks probably needs to see more playing time. We might actually go ahead and pull the trigger on him at third base. He's not a great third baseman, so I would have to defensive sub him, but he's not that much worse than, say, I think he would be better than what we have at third offensively. And we could look at our minor league options as well. Let's see how that goes. Let's look at our lineups at the minor league level. Let's see what we got going on there. It looks like Darrell Thomas is through 40 games is on basing at 400. Might be about ready to go ahead and bring him up for the second half. He's still not good enough defensively, and he's never going to hit. He's not going to hit for power. So if we need a leadoff guy, unfortunately with Davalillo, we could trade Davalillo. So that's an option we have for the second half. I do want to, because it doesn't look like Darrell Thomas is ever going to provide power. So let's see. Tim Foley is also an option. Probably 362 on base in AAA with a 740. Yeah. We might actually pull the trigger on him at shortstop now with his development being what it is. And Cesar Geronimo has done pretty well in AAA as well as he tries to work on some offense. 248, 339, 401. We'll get the job done there. Checking in on our other prospects, and let's see, Harris is doing really well at second for the minor league team. Matt Makinen is doing well. Doug DeCences is concerning me with his lack of offense in Double-A right now. Might move him down a level while he works out the kinks. So it's 40 games of 77 OPS plus. I'm going to send him down to A-ball. We're going to send him down to single A. Frank Taveras is... yeah, I don't... he's a defensive guy, so I'm not really worried about his development. But everybody else, yeah. Down in A-ball, Douglas Bozeman's doing well. Let's see. But I don't think he's not a prospect. Yeah. And then pitching-wise, honestly, I think my best pitcher's already up. So I'm not going to... Let's see. Ed Figueroa is the one guy, and he has a 4.6 ERA in 70 innings. So he probably needs a little more time. Um, Down in Double A, Grady Pierce, almost ready to jump up to Triple A. Again, he's not necessarily a prospect. A-ball, we don't really have anyone in the other lower levels just yet. But Ed Figueroa is probably the one we got to hopefully get some development out of for the rest of the season. Maybe try him out in the second half. He's a 2-star already, but I'd like to see him at least like a 2.5-star. Gene Garber's ERA is 9.42 in 14 innings. I think I need to send him down to protect his development. Jim Barr is doing pretty well, ERA of 3. He doesn't strike anybody out. The control is not there yet, but hopefully that'll get better over time. But he is doing good at preventing hits. Whip is perfectly fine. I really got to get his stuff developed. Hello, Heather. How are you? I'm pretty good. I'm just doing some historical baseball now. All right, but I hope you're doing well. I hope you're having a good day and that the weather is fine up north. I'm fine here too. So weather's good. I'm good. Okay, so we've got. Oh, we can start All-Star game voting. I don't really give two rips about that. So I'm going to make a lineup move here. I'm going to make, let's see, Robinson is, okay, he's 48. We're going to move Brooks to third base. Blott will be the backup. Yeah. And defensive sub. So we're actually going to do a defensive sub at third. And then Brooks will hit 5. Yeah, that's fine. Unfortunately, my lineup sucks. We'll do that, and then we'll move. And then how is Buchik has been okay. 90. Yeah. Buchik has been replacement level. Yeah, Florida got hit hard again. I saw some videos of what was going on down there. So just a few like live streams and stuff. I haven't really watched the news, so okay. I'm trying to figure out, let's see. Buchik has 320s. Offensively he's okay, but the issue here is not really much with defense. Yeah. 9 errors. Maybe I make a move here. Maybe we go ahead and bring up. How's his defense? Well, his defense, yeah. Yeah. All right, so we're going to make a move here. We're going to bring up Tim Foley to the big league roster and have him play shortstop. Is that like the Bugs Bunny meme where we just saw it off the map? Okay. Let's go ahead and can I not promote him? can't promote. Oh, we got to make a corresponding move first. So we'll go ahead and do that. Well, let's go ahead and let's see. Let me look at the team makeup right now because this is going to matter. Okay, I can't get rid of my captain. And I might fire my manager. I might fire my manager. We don't have a good mix of players just yet. What if I fired my manager? Find someone with better relationships with players. Yeah, we're only marginally better than where we were last year. So I'm going to look at what tier list? Well, you would have to supply the tier list. I think did I put that in? I'm gonna have to see if I put that in the redemption. Um, yeah. So yeah, the way the tier list redemption works is you would have to give me a tier list, and I would do it. And the standards, I guess, are mine. Um, I don't know if I made that. Let me see if that's even. Let me see. Um, yeah. Let me put a note in here. Aha. Now, yeah, so yeah, let's see. Yeah, so the way the tier list, if you've got a tier list you'd like me to do, you just message it me. I think you can send it as a Twitch Whisper. I'm more likely to check that. And then I would do it on stream. We would pause whatever nonsense I'm doing here. Um, yeah. Okay. Um, trying to think about. Oh yeah. So I think what I'm going to do is go ahead and DFA. Um, Woody Held. Actually, does he have? He might have minor league options. Let's see. Oh, he doesn't want to be demoted. Well, that sucks. Let's see. What about? What about? Well, he's already out of options, so let's put him on the. Let's just. Yeah. And then what we'll do is call up. Okay. The site. Let me see. I think it's Tier Maker. Let me see. Yeah. So you just. I'll put the link in chat. There. You go to Tier Maker, and that'll. You can literally search anything in there. I think you can even make your own too. Okay. So now I'm going to take my lineup. We'll slide him into shortstop. And nothing else changes. Maybe the line. Let's move him to 6th. Wait a minute. Yeah, that's fine. So yeah, and I'll have the redemption, so I know who redeemed it. So you can redeem it, and if you don't have one, you can just, it is 5,000 channel points. So, okay. And then let's go against lefties. We got the same issue here. We're going to go with, and then, there we go. Okay. So we've made a couple moves. I'm not voting for All-Stars because I don't really care about that. We'll move on. We'll finish out the month of May with 8-4 loss. We at least scored some runs, though. Hey, we took a series. Going up against the Big Red Machine, and they stomp on us. We'll end the month of May, and Rick Blott has gotten better at third base. So, at least defensively. Unfortunately, he's not hitting well enough to be in the lineup. Joe LaHood is now kind of squarely in that average power camp, which for us right now is not. Like, he's playing pretty well defensively. So, 5 home runs, 8 last year. So, he's pretty much squared away at that average sort of level. And then Don Hood in AAA has. His movement has gone up. Now he's a 50 overall. So, he might be on the team before we know it. We'll take a look. Well, Carl Yastrzemski is now the overall vote getter at third, in an AL, and then Johnny Bench, and no shocker there in the National League. Joe Morgan, when did he go to? He was traded in '72. Okay. Okay, so you want me to choose? Okay, I'll have to come up with something then. Okay. I wonder if there's a randomizer. We can randomize it. I am going to be on for at least, I'm hoping 30 minutes. I'm wondering if I can do the next month in 30 minutes. Let's look at the trading block. We might start putting people on the trading block. Yeah, I'm not gonna be on that much longer. I've been on almost 3.5 hours, and I am getting hungry. Let's see. Billingham's getting, but Jim Barr has been. Oh, Culp is pitching better. Stottlemyre has stunk it up. Bullpen. Let's make a move here. I'm gonna send Gene Garber down to AAA, and we're gonna send up. Okay, that's fine. That's fine. I mean, it's. Yep, I live. There's a train. There's a train station about a half mile. So, um, all right, who are we bringing up? Let's see. Maybe we bring up. Yeah, let's bring up Mike Davison. There we go. So let's go to our staff. Davison will be middle. Oh, not specialist. Middle relief. Um, okay. We'll send him down to AAA. All right, let's see how the month of June goes. Which team stats? Well, slight improvement. Now we went 11-19 in May after 7-14 in April. We are 3-7. If we only faced lefties, we would be a lot better. We are also abysmal on the road. As you can see, most of our rankings were near at the bottom. We're 10th in home runs. We're at the bottom in pretty much every stat you can think of. Defensively, we're 10th. It's not going very well in our first 2 years. We really got to get going in a hurry on this. So we'll go ahead and finish today. It is now June 2nd. We are 18-33. Going up against the Houston Astros, who will well, now we're going up against the Braves. I'm just making sure there's not any like weird messages. Going up against the Braves, and all right, well, we know we are rebuilding. We are an expansion team after all. Okay, nothing changing in the voting. We don't really have any needle movers, so at home against Cincinnati, we're just gonna speed run through this. Oh, we take 2 out of. Hey, we swept the series. Look at that. Bruised hand for Gene Michael. Yeah. We are not in last place, so we've got that going for us, which is nice. We're 24-39, 11 games out, so we're probably not going to make the playoffs, especially with Pittsburgh doing so well. And 4 teams ahead of us. Halfway through the month, I want to take a look at the lineup, see how it's progressing. Tim Foley has not been good, but we kind of figured that. Bobby Brooks, though, has torn it up since moving to third base. Sudeikis has done well. Pepitone has been a good get for us, and Vic Davalillo. So the moves we've made have worked. It's just we just need better players. Old players we can trade away for prospects. Kind of. I mean, we have a 33-year-old Vic Davalillo. That's That's a move we're exploring because I do have some options. But yes, we have a few. We could definitely probably trade him away too. I wanted to see how the month of June kind of finished up before we started making too many trades. He has 10 home runs for our beloved Expos. Um, I don't want to trade him. How's my real life baseball team? My real life baseball team got eliminated in the wild card round. Actually, didn't even. Yeah, in the very first round, the play-in game. That's my real life baseball team. My simulated baseball team ain't doing much better, but yeah, it's unfortunate. But yeah, we do have some options that we can trade. Right now, um, like right now, this guy's probably the closest I've got to being promoted. He's not really like a bat necessarily, but he is a prospect. He is the 85th overall prospect. Um, then down in A ball, I did Doug DeSence's his. I moved him down to 3-star prospect now. Yikes! Uh, he went from 4 stars to 3 stars, but he is now a star and a half. So he has mauled it down in AAA. I'm trying to. I brought him to. I took him down to AAA to hopefully get. My team is Detroit. They're tussling up with Cleveland. I don't know how that series is going. I forgot how that series is going. I hadn't really see. Oh wait, LDS. Yeah. Oh yeah. Tigers up on Cleveland 2-1. Okay. Yeah. But Doug DeSences has struggled a little bit. I was kind of hoping he could be something. I think I whiffed on this draft pick. I whiffed hard on that one. So I don't have a lot right now. I don't have a lot right now, unfortunately. So we may have to like make a couple trades at the big league level to kind of gut it again. That's probably going to be the consensus theme going forward on this build, at least in the first 5 years or so, is just gutting and trying to develop guys. That's kind of what I'm thinking. Um, but because I don't really have like, yeah, looks like Ed Figueroa is about ready to be promoted um, to the majors. We picked him up in a trade last year at the deadline. Um, yeah, he's pretty much ready. He's just about maxed out his development, so I'll probably bring him up at the start of the second half. Um, I sent down Gene Garber because he's struggling a bit. I want to get him basically build back his confidence. He already have 8 in 17 innings, so I want to make sure he is good, and he could be a trade option because he is a reliever after all. So they only have so much value, especially in this era of sport. Um, yeah. We'll take a look at that at the end of the month. We'll probably go ahead and finish this out. We are about 2 weeks into the month, halfway through the month. We'll finish today. We got a series against Atlanta. They are Henry Aaron's a leadoff hitter. That's interesting. All right, so let's see. Hey, look what that we pull out an eight. Anything of note here? Yeah. Looks like all of our production came from largely. Yeah, Davalillo is 333 average. Um, Brooks went 0 for 5, so there goes his hot streak. Held hit a 3-run homer, looks like. Yeah. Yeah, he hit a 3-run homer in the bottom of the 10th to win it. Good job. And then we lose the next two, scoring 2 runs. Nice. You love to see it. Speeding through this save, we got oof, oof, and oof. Yeah. Let's see, all-star stuff. No changes there. We got a 4-game set against Philly, in which we take the first 2. And all right, so Woody Held is out for 4 weeks, so we're gonna go ahead and put him on the injured list. Oh, the baseball stadium in Florida lost their roof. I saw that. Holy crap! Yeah, yeah, the Tropicana Field, the roof came off. All right, let's bring up somebody. Let's see who we bring up. We got to bring up an infielder, I think. I might just bring. Well, he's not playing well defensively. I don't want to overthink this because I need someone who can play a lot of positions. Yeah, we'll just bring him up. There we go. Yeah. Rick Blott's hitting better. He has 3 hits in his last 4 games, and they think he's on a hot streak. Yeah. I feel like I have to trade him. We'll have to trade him at some point. Well, maybe just go. I might go ahead and put him on the block. Take advantage of his. He's probably got a high BABIP, I bet. Yeah, 364 BABIP. All right. Yeah, let's go ahead and finish up the month, and then we'll kind of look at how things are going. So we took 3 out of 4 from Philly. That's not bad. And then lost 2 out of 3 against the Mets. No moves there. And then we'll finish up with Philly. There's a rain out, so we'll have a doubleheader. Yep. All right, so G. Michael's out a week. We are now at let's just finish today. Go ahead and finish up the. Okay. Jim Bar. Movement rating went up. Control rating dipped a little bit, and his stamina dipped a little bit. The stamina thing's my concern there. 104 innings. He has an ERA of 3.70. I wouldn't be surprised if the walks kept coming. Now let's see. Andy Etchenberry defensively is getting better. Let's see. Danny Walton has now dropped to a 2-star. Unfortunate. Looks like Darrell Thomas. I think it's. You know what? I don't know if he's going to be the prospect, though. I think he's going to be. We may have to take a. I might take a look at this off stream. We may actually. Yeah, he's. We probably should have brought him up. I may bring him up anyways because he's hitting 301, 408. Dave Johnson down in AA. Stuff improved. Current stuff is a 65 now. But he doesn't do anything else well. So he would. He is a 2-star prospect now. Let's see. Jesus De La Rosa is now definitely looking like he could also develop into. He's only 16 years old too, down in A-ball. So if that's kind of what we're at July 1st. We'll kind of see how we're at. Obviously, we're not good, but we're not in last place. We're not in last place. Checking the standings. We are kind of in line with the other expansion teams. What happened to the... I was going to ask what happened to the Seattle Pilots, but then I remembered the Seattle Pilots, didn't they move to Milwaukee after one season? Yeah. Yep. Yep. They were the Seattle Pilots last year. Yep. Okay. So all the expansion teams still suck. The Padres are probably doing the best, but they're on a 1-9 run. So we're about at the halfway point, and I think that's probably a good place to stop for today. We're at 30 and 48. We are 5 and 5. Let's take a look at how we did, though. We're no longer dead last in many offensive categories. We're now 10th in batting average, 11th in on base. We're still dead last in slugging, 11th in home runs. So, we had a good June. We were 12 and 15. So, the team is actually getting better. Question mark? I don't know. Obviously, we're not contending. We're 6th in bullpen ERA. Put that center fielder on the block and see what his market is like. Yeah, I think that's going to be the move. That's probably what will. That's the stopping point because I want to. I think the next time I play this, we'll look at the trading deadline and do the second half, and because that would definitely be a sell high moment for him because he's also. Let's go ahead and put him on the block. And we could probably shop him too. Let's shop and see what's... We'll kind of do this. And we won't make a trade right now because I can kind of mull it over. But in terms of like single player moves, obviously, definitely a lot of like 3-star, 2-star type players that are out there. In terms of prospects, I'm actually more interested in getting prospects. Um, yeah, it looks like it looks like we could make a run for pretty much anyone here. Let's see. Um, kind of maybe. Maybe that's the move we make. I mean, we could trade him to the Giants and get a couple of middling prospects, but yeah. Ooh, boy, that could be an interesting one. There's your cliffhanger. Do we trade him to the Senators for Catfish Hunter? Because that would improve our rotation, and then yeah. So I won't make that trade yet because I'm kind of hungry, and I think it's time for me to get a bite to eat. So I'm gonna come here. Well, I gotta save the game. We gotta save the game. I'm gonna come here. Hello, y'all. We'll exit out. That's gonna be it for me today. Appreciate everybody coming in. We'll take a look at trades the next time we play this, which will probably be Tuesday, maybe Tuesday, Monday or Tuesday. I don't know. Um, but yeah, that's it for me. I'm gonna let y'all kind of go get ice cream and coffee. I'm gonna get coffee. I don't know about ice cream. I am hungry. I don't know what I want. Um, but I appreciate y'all hanging out. I kind of ignored, yeah, the other stuff. But um, yeah, we're gonna go get. I'm gonna go get some ice cream. Maybe I don't know. Actually, I got some the other day at Dairy Queen, and it was like $8 for like a large. Uh, I almost called it McFlurry, but whatever they call their ice cream. Um, maybe I should go somewhere else. But yeah, I think what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna play offline this one. But Blizzard, there we go. I could not remember the name of it. It's a Blizzard. Oh man, I just thought of an idea. I might do like a cursed ice cream toppings, and but I've stolen enough of this person's ideas, and I'd be basically doing what they do, except with ice cream instead of pizza. So, dang, that sucks. Oh well. Um, yeah. All right, y'all. I'm gonna let y'all go. I gotta get some food. I'm getting hungry. Unfortunately, oatmeal does not last all day, and it's almost what is it? It's 1:30. Holy cow! It's 1:30. Um, but yeah, y'all have a good day. I'll see y'all next week at some point. You can check out the Discord. I think there's a. I promise I've done this before, but Let me see. Yeah. Yeah, time zones. There's something. Oh, there we go. I've been streaming on YouTube as well, but I think I'm doing that just so I can archive the VOD. Maybe splice it up and make something out of it. But yeah, thank y'all for hanging out. I will see y'all next week. Take care. Oh, that button doesn't work. I have to do it manually.